think we're live. So
Yes,
welcome to everyone that's just coming on. I'm Melissa, and
I'm Samia.
so we're just going to be introducing the video today, which is a pre-recorded video that we did a bit earlier in the year, just about life after COVID, what it might be like for young people. Obviously, things have changed a lot and have been changing a lot, but this is sort of what we want you guys to know about what
Yeah,
it's going to be like for young people.
yeah, and we talk about things like education and how COVID has affected education and how COVID has affected mental health, especially, and just like how life is going to be like after, in our viewpoints and what we think. So yeah, it's going to be good. I
Yeah,
hope you guys
so
are
I
looking
think
forward to it.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see the final product. We've sort of seen drafts and things, but we're looking forward to sort of the final thing. A couple of weeks ago, there was another group that did one about social media, so a lot of you might have tuned in for that,
Yeah,
which went down really well. So I
yeah,
think COVID was one of the biggest subjects that we wanted to talk about. We've been doing sort of groups and things and talk about some subjects that young people want sort of the adults and other people to know about, and this was one that we wanted that came up
yeah.
quite significantly.
Yeah, so we it was a group of us that group of young people that came up with so many topics that we felt strongly about, and I think with everything happening right now, I think COVID was the one that we strongly want to speak about, um, just because it's in the moment. So it's better when you're thinking about that kind of stuff while it's actually happening, because COVID is still changing. Everything is changing almost every day when it comes to COVID. So yeah, COVID was definitely one of the ones that we definitely want to speak about because a lot of things have been affected by COVID. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, so just for anyone that's joining, we're just about to introduce a video about what young people want you to know about life after COVID. So it will start very soon, and please comment below your thoughts and things, and we'll
Any
try and answer the
questions?
questions. Yeah, and then we'll be back on after to answer any other questions.
I literally remember the day. It was like the 20th of March when I realized. I was like, wait, is this actually happening? First, I thought it was like, this is just going to be like a virus and it's going to go. And then I remember on the 20th of March, it was something to do with uni, and they were like, yeah, you're not coming back into uni. And I was like, what? And then they told us to go back to go back, even our accommodation were like, oh, go back to your to like your parents' house or whatever, wherever you used to live before. And I was like, oh my god, this is actually happening. I felt like I was just settling into uni, and then everything just had to change so quick. But yeah, I was a bit like definitely caught me by surprise because I didn't think it was as serious as I thought it was gonna be. But yeah, what about you guys?
It was just like a normal day, and yeah, I thought it was gonna be like a cold, or I don't know. I kept telling everyone they were like silly because I was like, oh, it's gonna last like 2 weeks. We're gonna be fine. It's not gonna be serious. And then yeah, as soon as lockdown came in, I was like, oops, like okay. And it was so weird having everything closed and seeing like ghost towns, like especially when you saw pictures of London and things where like it's like sardines, like squished in. It was just shocking, I guess, because it's not normal, or what we thought was
Yeah,
normal. So it was just
yeah.
a bit of a change to the system.
I don't I don't know how life is like. It's actually gonna be like because it's not something that's just you just oh yeah it's gone. Like it's gonna have to gradually go away. It's not just gonna just disappear just like that and things go back to normal. So it's kind of weird how things are gonna go back. Like, and plus we're all like of us three especially, we're all in different situations. I'm at uni, you're at work. L'Oreal, you're at college, aren't you?
No,
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
at
So
work.
you're at work as well. So exactly. So we've all got a different things to go back to. So it's definitely gonna be weird.
Yeah, I think like it's gonna be a whole like basically like reintegration into society. That's what it feels like for me. It's like a reintegration into society. So we'll be like the idea of being able to touch people again, or like hug your friends or your family, and like not having to. I think unconsciously people will stay like 2 meters apart for a long time, or like even a lot more people will be wearing masks and things like that. So I think there'll be like the physical barriers sort of, and then there'll also be like the idea of like the mental barriers where like our mental health has obviously been impacted quite a lot as young people. I mean everyone has, but I think young people have had it fairly difficult.
I think it will be scary because, as you said, people will like probably just automatically stay away, and I don't think people will be very open into being near people, like, because before it was totally normal, but like obviously it's kind of been trained into lockdown, except like what's acceptable. But I feel like a lot of people will really struggle because it's getting used to being stuck indoors, but then being told that you can finally go and do what you want to. It will be, I think a lot of people have anxiety and just kind of a fear of everything again, especially people that deal with like social anxieties and things like that. Like I think they'll really struggle.
Like with education, I'm honestly disappointed because that's one of the reasons why we've come to this country, for a better education, for me and my brothers. But it's like I look at my brothers and they just like when I was in school, I was like so excited about school, but I already knew like my siblings weren't like that. But now make like them not having that excitement of going into school and doing activities and stuff like that, I feel like it's made them even more not like don't want anything to do with school. Like kids are already like that. Most kids are like, oh no, school, I don't want to go in, let me fake being ill. But now I feel like they hate it even more, because it's just they just associate it with just sitting there and having to listen to somebody speak. So it's definitely, I don't know how they're gonna go back. Honestly, it's actually really hard because I feel like I'm at a stage where I've already grown and kind of can do things myself, and like I'm at uni and stuff. But when it's like little kids, it's like they don't know what to do. They don't know how to teach themselves at home. Especially those who don't have like not all parents speak English and stuff. So imagine having to like teach yourself. It's not easy.
I feel like I hated school, but maybe just because people were horrible. But no, I agree because I couldn't imagine doing anything virtually like all day every day for school. I think I would have, like, if I struggled really bad with a teacher right in front of me, then I can't even imagine like being miles away. But like and especially as when I work with people who are still doing A levels and things, and they, or even GCSEs and all that, where they're whole, oh, we will do the exams, we won't do the exams, we won't, like, and then it's so confusing that I feel like it must be such a stress on people in education, because especially young people, because like you don't know whether you should revise, or then like you decide you won't because they're saying they're not doing it, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, by the way, like you will have to do them, and then you're like, I've just wasted so much precious time, like, because the government don't really understand how, because especially as like schools brainwash you into thinking that if you don't do well in your exams, you won't have a life. Like, they've actually said that to me before, like literally. So I feel like I must put so much of a mental struggle in their brains because it's so conflicting.
Definitely.
No, I
agree.
No, I agree. I know I'm a practical learner, so for me to learn everything virtually, I would have found that really difficult, because I learn by doing things, and then being in subjects and things like that where you're not, and it's just the idea of like growing up and not actually growing yourself.
So it's just, I feel like really bad to, like, because the kids obviously they're not going to listen.
No, and they're so happy to like not be doing schoolwork that they maybe don't realise like what they're missing out on. It's like, I know that I would have 100% struggled if I was in school or in uni during all of this, because I'm so unmotivated anyway, like if I don't have other people around me. So then trying to motivate myself to do work in that time would be so difficult. And I feel awful for kids who've been through this. Like, it's not even just the actual schoolwork, it's like the social interactions and getting to see their friends, and like, of course, like people who are quite like extroverted like myself, like going to see friends and stuff, that's going to impact their mental health again. Like, it all rounds back onto like the same things, that it's like your mental health, and then you can then have to think about life again afterwards. How is that going to change? Because there will be some changes, that things that never ever go back to normal. Like, they'll never get those years back in their life. Like, that will always be that time I didn't go to school because there was a global pandemic.
Yeah.
So like, how are kids meant to move on from that? Like, it's going to be difficult.
I feel like they'll be okay though, because like I know they've missed, because the thing is that they miss their social development, because obviously they have that ever since they're young, like, you know, like 3 or like younger, and it grows, and it's the whole kind of thing with like bullying and like learning how to play nicely and like respect other like people and things. Like, it's such a important stage for that, because kids are so impressionable as well. So like, if they're watching something, because like I feel like, as you said, they're less likely to do work, I think, because they'll be like, oh great, like extra holiday, like whatever. They might just start like watching like things that won't help their mental state at all, like, or miss out on those important parts. But I feel like they will be okay, because at least they'll have secondary school, hopefully.
I think things seems much more permanent in the pandemic, because you never know what's going to happen from one day to the next. Like, one day schools are open, the next day they're closed. One day you can go and see your friends and it's within the law. The next day it's illegal to go and see your friends or your family, for people who live away from home. Like, there's that idea of things aren't permanent nowadays. Like, the rules we'd lived by for so long aren't the same rules anymore.
They're not relevant. No.
Yeah. And then sometimes I feel guilty for like, I know I shouldn't, but like sometimes I feel guilty. I'm like, Sonia, do not complain. Yeah. Like, you know, your life is still kind of on track. There's look at other people, but then it's just everybody's going through their own thing. And Yeah, exactly. Their own struggles, and mental health is hit everyone. It's not one person that is not. Absolutely everybody.
Well, that's
If
the
it's
thing.
elderly,
Yeah.
it's literally anybody.
As everyone keeps saying, like, we're all in the same boat, but like we're all in different boats. I feel that have been like, some are like a bit more broken, and some are, you know, newer and shiny, and like
All in
and we're all
different boats
kind
on
of,
the same lake.
yeah, literally,
Like-
we're all kind of going the same way. But like, you know, but that's one thing that I've learned from this whole thing is like, so I've been working through the whole of all lockdowns, like never stopped working. And so hearing, because obviously when people couldn't leave, my shop has actually been their like nightclub, their parties, their like, you know, social outings. And you get to, when you get to talk to them, you really realize the struggles that people are going through. Like, say I couldn't do my practical test for driving, and that really bothered me because I was one step away. But then I'm like thinking to myself, like, what am I doing? Like, don't complain. Like, you've got a roof over your head, you've got like your mum, and all this, and like you've got your health, and so I'm really lucky actually, especially as I know people can't go into their families and things, and still being able to see my mum has been like amazing. But I feel like people really need to realise it's the little things that you have, because throughout the whole of it they were all like, oh well, I can't go on holiday, I can't do this now, but like think about what you can do and what you do have, like, and be really grateful for it, because some people don't have anything.
I feel like it's given a lot of people a lot of perspective on things. So like with mental health, it's the idea that it's impacting everyone, but it's impacted everyone differently. Like you said, we're all in sort of different boats, but like in the same direction sort of thing. Like everyone's going through something at the moment, whether that is because you don't get your yearly holiday or whatever, or because you've lost family members. Like everyone is sort of, okay, take a step back and appreciate what you have at the moment, because who knows what could happen tomorrow.
Exactly.
We don't know. Like a year ago we would have never been on a call like this. Like we probably would have not met or anything like that. Like it's changed things completely differently. Some things for the worse and some things for the better, because now we've got friendships and things that we know will last a long time. But yeah, it's the idea again that like life has changed and it will carry on changing for the next few months and will forever be changed. And it's how we go about those next steps, I guess, as a society and as people ourselves.
So I think this has been a good thing in showing that like it's okay to go through hard times and like be a bit more vulnerable, and just like having that connection, even if it's through like phones and things, I think that's been vital. Because sometimes it's easier for people to say it over the phone, maybe, how they're feeling, rather than face to face or something. And just to be there for each other has been important more than ever.
Be there for each other. I think one thing I have to say about COVID is just remember that even if, like you said before, we're like our boats are different, we're still in the same lake. We're all in this together, and that's one thing that keeps me going, because I'm like, Samia, it's not just you, it's literally everybody in the world. Literally every single person in the world is going through some people are probably going through the exact same thing as you. So just let it go. Just calm down. Just calm down and let it flow the way it's supposed to, because things are going to work out either way. You're definitely, you can't turn around and tell me not one good thing has come out of COVID. But yeah, I think just remember that you're not alone, and we're all in the same boat together. So yeah, that's my final
No,
thoughts.
I agree. Yeah, I'd have to say, yeah, this is like, it's mental to think about how much things have changed. Like, but it's the idea that, yeah, everyone's in this together. We've all been through something, and we are coming out on the other side. Like, we can sort of see the light now. Things are going to open up again. So yeah, what about you, Laura? What's like things you're taking away?
I think people just need to be more tolerant of everyone else, like, because obviously we're gonna get under each other's skin, especially people that live in big households and things, and just chill out. I think, 'cause I always just say to people, like just take a breath, you know, like just chill out, because they get very in the moment of like, oh, this person, like, because they're so angry at the whole situation and not like they're not actually angry at this person. But I think, yeah, people should just be kind to each other and realize it's not like one person in it, like, what is it, one man for themselves or whatever. Like, I don't know, they should be working together to help everyone, because we're not gonna get through it otherwise without like good community and like support and kindness. So I think, yeah, there's been a lot of negativity recently because we're all done with it, but you know.
Thanks.
Great, really nice chatting, guys. Yeah, it was good.
Well, that was our video. We hope you all enjoyed watching, and thank you for watching and your questions.
Thank you very much.
We hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, you can still leave more questions and we'll answer them if we have a chance. Thank you very much.